Hi everyone, Tom Ray from Mr. Mole TV, coming to you from a property in northern New Jersey. This is a property where there was a sewage backup. Our company, Mr. Mole, came in, did remediation, and I am going to take you through a bit about the process and what we've done here at this property. When there is any type of water infiltration into a basement, into a home, it really is critical to identify what type of water has come into the property. If there's an internal leak, let's say a tub overflows or a sink or a refrigerator leaks, that's considered a clean water or a type 1 water infiltration. If it is a water that comes through a storm, let's say some gutters, some rainwater, that's considered gray water, and that's a category 2 infiltration. And if it is a sewage backup, that's a category 3. Now, a category 3 backup has to be fully sanitized, the property. Anything that water has come into contact with has to be discarded for the most part. And there are exceptions to that rule based on the type of material that's become contaminated or has come in contact with that water. In some cases, a type 2, category 3, or rather category 2 backup can become a category 3 if the water sits for a period of time. So let's say, for instance, you have a rainwater come into your property and you're away for the weekend and that water sits for a period of time. If it sits for over, let's say, 72 hours, that water can be considered category 3 black water and has to be treated the same way sewage backup would be treated. And that's because with that incubation period, the water is allowed to have bacteria develop in it, and it runs the risk of having anything from toxic mold to E. coli and other types of harmful bacteria can form in that water when it sits for a period of time. So category 1 clean water, that would be considered a sink overflow. Category 2, that is outdoor weather related water, and category 3 black water, that would be sewage backup or water that's been able to sit for a period of time. And in this property, I'm going to take you through. As you can see, the lower sheetrock has been removed from a 4-foot level, and 4 foot is usually taken out not because of any specific guideline, more along the lines of that's the level of a board of sheetrock, so it makes it convenient for the rebuild on the back end of the restoration process. And you can see that the wallboard has been cut out, it has been sanitized, the cinder block, the foundation, the wood framing, which is allowed to stay, that has also been sanitized. And before an application, there's Mr. Snowman, before a sanitization process has been applied to the wood and to the floor too. The floor has to be treated as well, obviously. It's come in contact, and as you can see, they did a pretty thorough job really covering everything that water came in contact with. So as you move over to this side, you see the same thing. The lower sheetrock has been removed, and basically the sanitization treatment process executed, and then a final step, an anti-fungal and antibacterial encapsulant, which is not a waterproofing application, but it is an antifungal application preventing mold from colonizing on that surface. And any of the wood that has not been treated, for instance for this beam here, has not been had the antifungal application applied, but has been sanitized. So and as I mentioned earlier, there are some things that could stay that don't have to be discarded. For instance, this nice pinball machine, obviously it has metal legs, and those metal legs do not become infected, so they can be cleaned. And in this case, they've been cleaned, and basically you don't have to discard the unit itself. But that is what we have for you today. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to email me at tom@mrmold.net. That's tom@mrmold.net. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.